Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. I missed yesterday. Sorry about that, but we're in Corinth. We're doing a road trip from Paul here. I think it's important to remember that none of these happen overnight. Although the Bible kind of makes it seem like it all goes really fast. So if you're following along in the New Testament reading plan, we blasted. I think it was to Acts 19, and then jumped over into Corinth. And so First Corinthians 1, just a quick summary on what we missed, was Paul. The letter started off pretty good, and he kind of went over how he delivered the gospel to them. And it was a simple message, right? He didn't come with a lot of fancy words. And so go into chapter 2, and he kind of builds upon this by the simplicity and saying that he came to him actually in a weak and feeble, these fancy and elaborate words that he says that he didn't use, right? And then he dives into kind of really what I want to talk about, which was how they understood it. And so in First Corinthians 2:13, it says, "We also speak these things not in words taught by human wisdom, but in those taught by the Spirit, explaining spiritual things to spiritual people." So without the Spirit, they can't understand, right? And so chapter 1, remember simplicity, which was folly to these people that were seeking like this worldly wisdom. And then chapter 2 here is, well, how do you understand it in the Spirit? And you have this great example of um, you know the Spirit, and he relates it to a person's thoughts. And he says, well, how can you understand John's thoughts over there? There's no John over there, by the way. But it's, you can't. And in the same way, you can understand God's thoughts, but the Spirit can. It's that Spirit within us then that reveals God's truths to us. And that's what he's trying to tell us, that without that, we can do nothing. And I just thought how countercultural that is for America, right? When we pull our bootstraps up and we earn everything and we just work really hard at it. And then by that work is what we get. Well, we can work as hard as we want, but only through God's Spirit, are we given anything? So I think we honor God with our work, but God's Spirit is what reveals it and lets us be closer to God. So that's my prayer, is that, we all lean on the Spirit within us as believers in Christ Jesus, that, we depend on the Spirit, and then, we grow closer to God through that. And closeness is knowing, and knowing is knowledge. And so it's like, that's what I want for myself, is a closer relationship with God. And I think that's what everybody here wants. So anyway, short and sweet. Have a good night.